Hello, everyone. I'm Jam,
I'm Cons.
and we are two bros interested in finance. Wait, I did the opening wrong, but it's okay. So it's this week's episode for stocks. It hasn't been the brightest. So we just need to dive into it, and I'll give you the lead.
Cheers, bro. First things, as always, our GetQuin portfolio, right? Our performance update every week. Check out the links in the description. It's always important to see for yourself. Yeah, we reached a new all-time high, I guess, actually, funny enough. My portfolio is up 47.8%, and your portfolio is up 32% year to date, and I think it's amazing performance. I'm running away a little bit these days. Obviously, AMD, we talked about it in the previous episodes. I'm not going to repeat it. But yeah, it's been an amazing performance, obviously. And aggregated, which I think is really important as well because it puts our both stock picks together. We're also up pretty much 40% year to date. So I think that's amazing performance. And
Yeah.
I think biggest contributing factor is probably Asml is one of both of our picks, right? And they had earnings last week, and they reported a 7.5 billion euro net sales and 2.1 billion net income in Q3 of 2025. And I think the earnings were pretty decent. We didn't really have I think it was a positive market reaction overall, but not too huge moves in general. But I think the best thing that happened for ASML in this recent quarter results is that their net bookings were filled up bigger than before. And I think it was a really positive, yeah, I don't know, really gave it a positive sentiment for the stock again. And obviously if net bookings are full, right? So the next quarter earnings will be better, all right? That's the natural thinking of it, I guess, in my mind. And yeah, I don't really have much to say about the ASML earnings in general. Otherwise, what's your opinion about it?
With ASML is like it's not like any other company that we always look at. Like, for example, when you're looking at the earnings of, I don't know, Microsoft, let's say, you are essentially looking at different sectors of the company and how much are they making, how are they progressing, and also the net money that they make in that quarter or in that year, whatever, right?
Hmm.
But for ASML, for the past year, in my opinion, it might be even past 2 years when this chip mania started. ASML was always like they always were in plus nearly, but their bookings were the essential part of their earnings report. Because they make money no matter what, but their bookings were the important part. So it's nice to see that the bookings increased and they are full. So this is a very positive sentiment for myself, and I hope the market thinks the same way as I do.
Yeah, I think what I can add to the bookings quickly is that ASML is a little bit seasonal regarding bookings. So they get more bookings in one quarter while they get less bookings or barely any bookings the other quarter. And I think this is one of the quarters where they expect a rather low amount of bookings and actually exceeded the expectations regarding this, right? So obviously now a low performing quarter, which is the same time with a low bookings quarter, will now perform better. And I think overall I think the bookings will just increase overall anyway, because we're talking about ASML and the car and the machines they sell, right? And for what money they go, hundreds of millions of dollars per machine, right? And yeah, what can I say? I don't think it's gonna go down. People want those machines. Net bookings overall, I think, gonna increase in the next couple of quarters.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
hopefully it does. As at the end, we are investors in that company,
yeah,
so
yeah. And we're gonna stay invested,
I hope
right?
they do.
For
Yeah.
now. Um, Good, nice. Otherwise, I would just move on to another quick topic from from another company. We talk a lot, Google. Also performing well, as always. We always say that. But they starting to move to London with their Waymo cars or self-driving cars, and they announced it last week. And I think that's really interesting because they're moving out of America. It's news. I'm not really like. Eventually, I expected it, I guess, because self-driving cars they have to come to Europe eventually, right? And I don't even know, is Waymo the first one to do it, like fully self-driving in Europe? I'm not sure about this, but I like it.
As far
So,
as I know, what I know is in the EU, nor in the UK, it is not allowed to use the even like self-driving mode of Teslas.
oh, okay.
So it's banned. So I don't know how this is happening, but I would have expected it in a way that whenever an American company, most of the time, starts to invest in the European market, they always choose the UK, and I think that's because of the language
Hmm.
mainly.
Hmm.
So rather than working with like huge economies, like I don't know, like as in like stable and like solid economies, like they don't choose Netherlands, they don't choose Germany, they don't choose France, they choose the UK. So I don't know. Let's see how this is gonna go, and I think this is good for Tesla as well, as in like if the self-driving cars are going to be on the roads in a European country, it means that maybe Tesla self-driving might be allowed as well. So we'll see.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, let's see. I don't really have much to add to this. It's gonna happen 2026. I just looked it up, so it's gonna take some time till it's
Yeah, of
implemented.
course.
And yeah, obviously it's positive for Google stock. I like it a lot. And yeah, overall, let's just see what happens with it. Another
Yeah.
competitor to Uber, by the way, maybe.
Yeah, Uber
So
is the stock that we always think about, like in the
yeah,
back of our head, we always say
yeah.
Uber.
Yeah, so Uber stock is always like interesting for us. Maybe we don't talk
Yeah.
about it too much, but we always mention it like with Google and the self-driving or Tesla. And yeah, maybe this is an issue for Uber, but we'll see how it turns out. And I think it needs a lot of time, obviously. Yeah, I would move on with a stock that's not in the GetQuin, but that I have purchased this year, or most recently at least, Salesforce. They had a huge deal with OpenAI, and they had a huge interview about what is it called, Dreamforce, the initiative of Salesforce. They increased their margins and their earnings outlook by 2030, and it looked really good. Everything about it was positive. I think, and we're going to talk about this as well. This open AI deal again, right? Just like what happened with AMD, Nvidia, this circle of AI bubble and reinvesting, I don't know, in this circle of infinite cash. It seems like it. Um, so there was not really a great market reaction for Salesforce getting this deal. I think it was up like 4% and then sold off immediately by the end of the day. So that was okay. Um, but yeah, just the market sentiment, maybe, I don't know, these days is a little bit mixed still. And yeah, it's a lot of, I don't know. What do you think about the OpenAI deal,
I
another
mentioned
deal?
this. I mentioned this in our crypto episode as well. I think the market sentiment is like bad generally because um the news that are coming are not the best. Like I read a Financial Times article this morning, as in like apparently Hamas and Israel, like even though they're in ceasefire, they started to shoot at each other again or something like that.
Hmm.
So I feel like ceasefire is broken now. I'm not sure there are no new news other than what I read in
Yeah,
the morning.
yeah, yeah. No, I feel like
So I
it's
mean the
just.
market sentiment, like for stocks, for crypto, is not good. like lately.
Yeah, I think for the whole for the past month already, it's just like this tension, I think, and okay, the Hamas and Israel situation, Putin Ukraine is still a situation, right? And obviously Trump adding with his tweets, I think, doesn't ease the tension either. Um, yeah, it's just I don't know. I think obviously also the fear of the bubble is giving the people the ick, I guess, like trying to
I mean,
invest
the
these days.
AI bubble, like I don't know if it's a bubble, but it feels like the historically speaking, it feels like a bubble. I don't
Yeah.
know when it's going to burst, but the problem is nearly every stock that we own is like related to AI somehow. So I don't know what the market would do.
I think from our GetQuin, the most riskiest position regarding AI is probably AMD, which is just my position. I think they are
Yeah,
gonna
but
because of their overvaluation, but I think like Google in general, I think they would be fine. I think they would have a setback, but overall, I think the company would be fine. But the chip makers, I think, would be more hit because of the overvaluation compared to Google, because Google hasn't really been affected in the last week. They actually went up. I think it had a new all-time high as well. So even though this
something
negative
like that, yeah.
sentiment, even though with the negative sentiment around stocks in the stock market, uh, our GetQuin was up 5% last week. So, it was actually our picks, I think, um, are quite confident stock picks still. People are confident in these stocks and don't lose hope, and they're trading quite high, right? 6 months high or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. It's like talking again about this. How can there be a bubble if the earnings are still okay? If
Yeah,
Google is
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
if Google is trading at a 24 PE ratio uh, with a two-digit growth every year, where's the bubble? Nvidia's trading at 35, trading the same as Apple, right? So uh, it's I don't know. It's really confusing for me. This is confusing times on the market.
Yeah, 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 very confusing. No, 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 I'm on the same side as you. Like I, I actually can't foresee what's going to happen.
Hmm.
I mean, we can comment about it. We can, of course, I mean, because we are not traders, other than commenting about it and trying to understand what might happen, doesn't really bother us because
Yeah,
like we are not traders, so it doesn't really matter for us. But uh, even with only commenting, I don't know what's gonna happen. Literally,
yeah,
like I can only comment and like come up with nothing.
yeah, yeah. No, it's very confusing. Um, but yeah, like you say, I think I'm holding, obviously, pushing through. The market is always wise. And yeah, I don't know. When I look at my portfolio these days and I think about the bubble, potential bubble problems, or I don't know, a 30% setback in the market, something like this. I think about the stock, say, what can I sell? What is potentially to sell right now? What is in a bubble, right? But I don't see it, honestly. I really don't see it. Even with AMD, the riskier stock from my portfolio, um, yeah, I don't I don't see it. I see 20% growth by next year, so 20, thirty
Yeah,
percent and I think the earnings are gonna prove it and time, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see what's gonna happen. What's next?
Yes. Otherwise, I don't think I could talk about an interesting stock quickly, just because I pushed in a new stock every week. And Nestle, I sent it to you this morning. I thought it looked interesting. I
Mhm.
just had a look at it quickly. But I think this is how you get familiar with stocks, and I try to push in a new stock maybe every week now. But yeah, just to look at it, get familiar with it, and I think it's a very interesting stock, especially in cases of an AI bubble, very conservative, and uh, I mean, amazing performer over the last 30 years, dividend wise, company wise. and it's, as far as I know, it trades it trades at a 5-year low. Um,
Might be, I don't know.
yeah, yeah, from as far as I see it, and I think that's really really abnormal for Nestle. I think the way it behaves right
I
now, it
mean,
might be a good timing.
So for Nestle, I think I mentioned this to you before as well, but I follow Unilever from the London market.
Same.
Unilever is
Yeah.
like the same category as Nestle, and
hmm
I've been thinking to buy it for a while. And like this year in the London market, Unilever didn't do well. Um, so because of that, I'm like I was putting it in my next year list.
hmm
But when you sent me Nestle, I was like, okay, Nestle is like as good as Unilever. So for Nestle and between Unilever, I need to make a pick now. So I'm just going to check what would happen in between them, and I'm gonna try to decide on the better investment. But what I can say, like in an acute phase, in like suddenly, if you buy Nestle, I don't think that you would ever be regretful as an investor. I can say the same thing about Unilever as well,
Yeah,
but
same.
I think they are both like stocks that, like for those stocks to go to zero, they either need to fail as a company, which I don't think that it would happen.
Yeah.
They're too big, or like they need to go bankrupt, or like the world needs to be in a nuclear war and there is no one who would eat chocolate, essentially. So I think they are both amazing companies. I didn't check the financials. It will take some time for me to check those, but I think
hmm
they are both amazing, and like they are not something that would diminish. They're
hmm
not going to go vanish out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's always going to be there. Everyone's going to eat M&Ms, for example.
hmm
So yeah.
No, I 100% agree with you. I think both of them, I would have to check the financial as well, but I know Unilever is one of my favorite companies as well. I think it's might probably the only competitor to Nestle at this size, right?
Yeah, more or
It's
less, more or
it,
less. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, Nestle stock. Yeah, I just saw it this morning. I found it interesting. I don't think it's a buy for me currently in the current situation. It's very conservative, very slow growing, and I think there's better options with more return these days. So yeah, I just found it interesting, and will keep a watch on it, I guess. And yeah, otherwise, I would have not much to add except hit to the earnings if you don't have anything to add.
No.
Nice. And then talking about earnings, earnings season is really starting now. Next week we have some really interesting stocks starting on Tuesday, I guess, with Coca-Cola, 3M, Netflix. So this is going to be interesting. I think Netflix, especially for you. Actually, Lockheed Martin as well on Tuesday. So that's going to be interesting for me. Following on the Wednesday next week, we have SAP, Tesla, IBM, and AT&T, which is really interesting. Obviously, I think the most interesting for us both is SAP, maybe Tesla. I think Tesla earnings are very exciting always, even though I'm not a shareholder.
Always.
Yeah,
It's always a sentiment changer.
yeah,
Always.
they rock the market, and you can either expect a 5% in plus or minus for the stock. So, and then on Thursday we follow with Telecom US. And Intel in the evening. This the some yeah, and sorry, Union Pacific Corporation, which is maybe quite interesting as well. But I think for us it's only Intel, which really is quite interesting. Then on Fridays, I can only see Procter and Gambler, which is interesting for me. But yeah, interesting upcoming week, I think.
I mean, we are going to see what's going to happen, no?
Yeah. Yeah, what you think? What's your sentiment about the upcoming earnings?
I think they're going to be okay. Definitely. Not definitely, but I think they're going to be fine. I don't know. It feels like they had a good quarter.
Hmm.
Let's see what's going to happen. Like, we can't really talk about until they come. So,
Yeah. No, I agree. I think they're gonna be fine. We're gonna see some good results this week, and I think we're gonna see some market confidence back in the stock market and more positive
yeah.
sentiment. Because right now, how we're chilling at fear, I think is not great, and it always returns to greed. Um, so yeah, I think it's gonna help. But otherwise, I got
I
nothing
mean,
to add.
let's see. Okay, then.
Yeah,
Cool.
good stuff.
Okay, so
All
thank you guys for watching. Share it, like, subscribe, grandma, grandpa. You guys know the drill. Catch you guys on next time. Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao, guys. Ciao, ciao.